There's a question that keeps coming up every time, at least 8 out of 10 times when I do a speaking engagement or when I'm working with clients. They ask me, Andrew, what is this high performance stuff that you keep talking about? Like what is it? It seems like everyone now calls themselves a high performance coach. But Andrew, you say that you are a human performance clinician. What is the difference? I said there's a major difference. I said, first of all, when we talk about a clinical approach, we're talking about all things that impact the individual's performance from a psychological and biological and sociological perspective. So when we talk about clinician, a clinician is the person who uses specific methodologies to help their client to get the outcome that they are expecting. So that's the clinical part of that. So I want to make sure I cleared it up. Now, this high performance stuff, you know, it's ironic that people would say, well, what is a high performer? What about a guy who is an Olympian? What about a person who is a CEO? What about a person who is a surgeon? What about that individual that's always on the go? I said, what separates high performance individual from your typical people who just want to slap a label of high performance on themselves is these three things. The three things that separate high performance from true high performance are consistency, execution, and momentum. I know you're saying, Andrew, so what does that mean? What is this consistency, execution, and momentum? I call it the CEM method. The CEM method is very, very simple and consistent. Consistency simply means I am going to keep participating. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to show up every time. I'm going to show up and I'm going to give my all. That's what consistency is. Regardless if the lights are on, regardless if the lights are off, regardless if I have a fan cheering for me or if I'm in the limelight or on social media, it doesn't matter. Even if I have a secret camera following me around or you around, you're telling your audience, you're telling the world that I am going to show up every single time. That's one of the principles, the three pillars of high performance. Now, what's the next one? You say, well, Andrew, it's execution. Execution means I'm going to do something, I'm going to participate. I am not just going to show up and expect me just showing up be the end game. Showing up is just the first part. Showing up is just the consistency part. But when you execute, it means that you are going to give your best effort every single time. Now, this leads you to the third part is momentum. And I have some things written down here and I'm going to show you. I have my computer right in front of you. I'm going to run through some things to you to help to transform your mind. So even if you're not a high performance individual, you can become a high performance individual or individuals by following these three simple steps. All right. If you're ready, let's go. Now I'm going to give you the last one. The last one is momentum. Momentum is compounded effect, compounded effort. When we talk about compounded effect, it's the result of something happen. When we talk about compounded effect, is the input. It's the input that you put in that gives you the ROI, the return on your investment. So I'm going to run through these real quickly in a sequential order, and then I'm going to break them down and let you know what they simply mean. So just in case you are considering to become a high performance or wondering if you're a high performance individual, here is what we're going to talk about. Number one, when we talk about the high performance individual, is three things. You want to make sure that you are consistent in showing up, and really that means I'm contributing. That's really what you're doing. Contributing. The next one is execution. Execution means that I'm demonstrating, I'm doing something. Okay, I am in the game. And momentum is called your compounded effect, your compounded results. So, what does this simply mean? Here is a perfect example. I was talking to a client of mine and we were using basketball as an example. I said, okay, here's what it looks like. Imagine that you're playing on this team and you are a point guard. It doesn't matter what your position is, doesn't matter. And you're playing and you make an attempt to go and score and you take your first shot of the game. I mean, you just got on. You took your first shot, you missed the first shot. All of a sudden, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, my shot is off. And this may not just be allocated to just basketball. It could simply mean you running your business. The first 10 phone calls you make, well, you couldn't close a client. It can also be in leadership. Your first meeting of the quarter didn't go so well. This can also be a high performance athlete. Athlete meaning that you're on a team, but somebody just got traded to your team and there is beef between both of you. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, the first attempt should not be measured by your level of your performance and or the results themselves. Give yourself some time. Momentum, as you will find out later on, is the key to high performance. But you need to make sure you have consistency. You need to make sure that you have execution or contribution, because when you do these things, then they will compound over time. Think of it as a roller coaster. I once saw a video recently, I think it was on LinkedIn, and they have one ball rolling down on the right side and they have another ball adjacent rolling down, but the difference is one was on a straight surface going down in a decline motion or in a decline fashion. The other one was going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And what they found out was the one or the ball that was on a roller coaster pattern actually end up reaching down to the destination or to the end point faster than the ball that was simply moving straight down. And what does that simply mean? That momentum in life speeds you up for the times when you need your efforts to be compounded. Sometimes when you're going down the hill again, it might not be because of any effort of your own. It could simply mean all the efforts that you have given or inputted or invested some 1 hour ago, some 2 hours ago, some 1 or 3 or even 5 months ago, you're now seeing the compounding effect. When we talk about high performance, we are really talking about your compound effects. You cannot have the compound effect if you're not executing or contributing. You cannot contribute if you don't show up consistently. So when we talk about high performance, I want to settle the score once and for all. You have to be doing these three things. You have to be doing these three pillars in your everyday habit for you to experience high performance. So in a nutshell, if you're thinking or you're struggling with your performance and want to raise your performance to the next level, I want to encourage you to go to andrewguyspeaks.com. Get out there and I want you to fill out some information and let me know a little bit about you so I can know what the issues that you are facing. And then we'll put together something to help you jump on a call and answer some questions. Not trying to sell you anything, but just trying to help you. Because if I help one person, then I've always said that to the palm, that there are four fingers and one thumb attached to the palm. We call them five phalanges. So people would say you have 5 fingers. Nah, you have 4 fingers, one thumb, 5 phalanges. And the purpose of giving that demonstration is to help you to understand that there are other people that is attached to your palm. Your palm can be like a meeting place. And so what you do for one, you also impact the other fingers and thumb that's attached to you. What's the metaphor here? That if I help one person understand how to raise their level of performance to a higher level where they can have those compounding effect, then I tell you what, they're going to tell someone else. You're going to go and tell your team, or your team may ask me to come in and do a workshop to help you to understand how to apply these three pillars to move your team, to improve your sales team. This is what we're doing. I'm excited, by the way. I am really pumped